and then they go to a different windup, that being the stretch position with runners on bases. Why not do it the same way all the time, which means he's going to work from the stretch position. Some pitchers over the years have had difficulty. Maybe the fastball isn't as good from the stretch. Maybe the curveball is not as good from that stretch position, but he really believes in it. And we'll see Alex Wood against another tough lefty, as you mentioned, with Robbie Ray. Power guy, good curveball, and for the Dodgers, they saw plenty of him last year.
Dave Roberts home in San Diego today. His daughter is in a high school play tonight. Bob Guerin will have the lineups for us, and the first pitch coming up next. Dodgers and Diamondbacks from Glendale.
Camelback Ranch, Glendale. It's the Dodgers against the Arizona Diamondbacks, and the Chamber of Commerce has dialed in an absolutely picture-perfect day for the Dodgers to get some work in against the Diamondbacks. Hi, everybody. Rick Monday alongside Charlie Steiner with producer engineer Dwayne McDonald as we get set to go. Gorgeous indeed. 73 degrees, a cloudless sky. There is a breeze of about 2 miles an hour. And as the players will say, a perfect day to work, and happy to have you with us on this simulcast. For the Dodgers, victorious yesterday, and they will try to make it 2 in a row here this afternoon and trying to get another victory so far this spring. For the Dodgers, it's going to be Alex Wood on the mound. Dodgers in the background taking the field here at Camelback Ranch, Glendale. And here's Dave Roberts' starting lineup. Chris Taylor leading things off in center field. Batting second today, playing at third base, Justin Turner. Matt Kemp will be in left. Yasiel Puig batting fourth and playing in right field. Doing the catching, Kyle Farmer. The designated hitter, Travis Tyrone. Donovan Solano will be at shortstop. At first base, Matt Beatty. And Omar Estevez will bat in the 9th position and play at second base. Both teams using the designated hitter. And for Arizona coming over, of course, the Dodgers faced the Diamondbacks in the division playoffs, sweeping that series. And Arizona coming off of a 93-69 record to make the wild card race last year. They'll have left-hander Robbie Ray, a 15-game winner himself, on the mound here this afternoon. How long Alex Wood will go is really determined by his outing, the pitch count here in the early going. The umpiring crew, Mike Wyszynski, will work the plate. He'll call the balls and strikes this afternoon. On the bases, Bill Miller, Chris Guccione, and Gabe Morales working here this afternoon. The Dodgers will go over to Scottsdale and face the Giants, where they will open up the season with at Dodger Stadium. That'll be tomorrow. Kenta Maeda will face Jeff Samardzija into that ball game, and we'll join you again. That's going to be at 11:30 with the Morongo Casino Dodgers on Deck show. First pitch at 12:05 on the West Coast, and that will be from Scottsdale Stadium. The Dodgers against the San Francisco Giants. This is a sellout crowd in this absolutely gorgeous Saturday afternoon. Happy to have you with us. We're all set to go with the play. Here's Charlie.
And it's a late arriving crowd. There are still lines of people trying to get inside Camelback Ranch. So it's the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks. The last time these two teams saw one another, of course, was in the National League Division Series, and the Dodgers skated past Arizona, sweeping them 3 straight. Then on to the Cubs, beat the Cubs, and went to the World Series to face the Houston Astros. And on this perfect Saturday afternoon, Ray Fuentes leads it off for the Diamondbacks, to be followed by Chris Owings and Ketel Marte. Fuentes starting in center field today. That's A.J. Pollock's spot. And Alex Wood's first pitch of the game is low and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Alex Wood, 16-3 and a .272 earned run average last year in 27 games, 25 of them starts. Fuentes grounds it past Justin Turner into left field for a base hit. Fuentes on his way to second base, and he will make it with a head-first slide. Wasn't hard hit. It was perfectly placed. Fuentes is aboard with a leadoff double.
It actually worked out better that it was not hit hard, because Matt Kemp playing in left field had come a long way to come in to get that ball. So Alex Wood wants to pitch out the stretch all the time. Now it's for real with a runner in scoring position.
Chris Owings coming up, starting at shortstop today. Shortstop's going to be an interesting spot for the Diamondbacks this year. Nick Ahmed is a terrific defender. Owings should play second, short, third, outfield. And so Owings this afternoon is starting at shortstop with Ketel Marte, who played a fair amount of shortstop last year after the Ahmed injury, starting today at second base, and he's on deck. Owings takes a strike. It's 0-1. Defensively for the Dodgers, Kemp left, Chris Taylor in center, about 7 or 8 steps toward right. Yasiel Puig in right field. Alex Wood on 0-1. Delivers low. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Defensively for the Dodgers in the infield, the only starter is Turner at third base. Donovan Solano's played well at shortstop in the first week or so. Omar Estevez, who's played some short, is starting at second base this afternoon for the Dodgers. And Matt Beatty is at first base. Kyle Farmer is behind the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Owings tries to check a swing on a pitch that was up and away, but went around, and it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Rick Honeycutt also talking. You wanted to see for Alex Wood the consistency of the velocity of the fastball coming out of the stretch all the time. There's some pitchers that over the years have had more difficulty maybe with the stuff, quote unquote, out of the stretch.
Now the 1-2. Runner goes. Pitches inside. Throw to third. Not in time. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fuentes with the double now steals third. And Wood is in some trouble early.
Well, he stole it off of Alex Wood, who fell in that rut of the same cadence, coming, set, delivery, coming, set, delivery, and not really changing the sequence of the hesitation.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Infield playing back. Line to right, slicing foul and into the stands.
Alex Wood, by the way, the idea of pitching from the stretch all the time came to him last September. During a game, he was not pitching that day. He was on the bench talking to Brandon McCarthy at the time. He says, you know, it doesn't make sense. Why would anyone create the windup and the stretch 2 different positions you're going to be throwing out of? Why not throw it the same way all the time?
On 2-2. Ball strike 3. Fastball inside corner at the knees. A big strikeout for Wood. Owings retired. Ketel Marte coming up.
And good velocity on that fastball. And Alex Wood was also using the comparison of what Steven Strasburg with the Nationals have been able to do. Right-hander works solely from the stretch position. And he noticed also Yu Darvish last year kind of doing the same thing.
Now Marte stepping in. He's a switch hitter. Starting at second base today. The infield is brought in now with 1 out. Marte fouls it into the dirt. It's 0-1. Steven Souza Jr. came over from the Rays, hitting cleanup this afternoon on deck. Foul off to the left, and it's 0-2 to Ketel Marte. Hit .260 last year. with 5 home runs. Just a gentle breeze from right to left. Couldn't ask for a more perfect Saturday afternoon here in Glendale. 10th year that the Dodgers have been playing at Camelback Ranch. And the pitch is high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dodgers and the Giants tomorrow, and on the radio we'll be on with the Morongo pregame at 11:30. First pitch 12:05, and of course it'll be a simulcast. We'll see you again tomorrow from Scottsdale. Here's the 1-2 in the dirt and blocked by Farmer. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, a different Kyle Farmer we're seeing this year. The Dodgers have really been high on his ability, but during the offseason, he went to using Pilates a lot, and what it wound up doing, it really to his advantage now. He's much more flexible behind the home plate area.
He reshaped his body. He's much more agile on his feet. The 2-2. Swung on and missed strike 3. So Wood now is an out away from getting out of the jam.
And both punch outs have been on the fastball. Kind of sum it up also with Kyle Farmer. He says, look, with better flexibility, he's able to really get down a little bit lower behind home plate. Give the pitcher a nice low target when needed. But the flexibility, I mean, it looks like a different Kyle Farmer behind the plate this spring.
With 2 outs, Steven Souza coming up. Came over from the Rays. And of course, with J.D. Martinez gone, Souza takes inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Arizona picks up Souza and Jared Dyson. Of course, this is an Arizona team that went 93-69 last year. A 24-game improvement over the previous year. Souza swings and misses. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Dodgers finished 11 games in front of Arizona. In 2016, the D-backs were 69-93. Last year, 93-69. Ball strike for Souza Jr. And it is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Christian Walker is on deck. So the Diamondbacks figure their outfield will be David Peralta in left, A.J. Pollock in center, and Souza Jr. in right. The Diamondbacks feel good about themselves coming into the season. Souza Jr. lays off a pitch down and away. Now 2-2.
Yeah, health has been an issue for the Diamondbacks. Pollock in particular in center field. Ahmed coming off of wrist surgery, and he is healthy and raring to go. They expect him to be in fine shape. Chris Owings had surgery on a finger, right middle finger of his hand.
There's call strike 3. Souza's done. Wood gives up the leadoff double, a stolen base. Fuentes stranded at third as Wood strikes out the side. Back for the bottom of the first with Taylor, Turner, and Kemp coming up. prior to the game. Actually, he's catching a later flight to go home and see his daughter Emma in a high school play. Hello, Dave. And once he leaves, of course, Bob Guerin, the bench coach, will take over. It'll be Chris Taylor, Justin Turner, and Matt Kemp to hit for the Dodgers in the bottom half of the first, with Puig in the cleanup spot, Kyle Farmer hitting fifth, Travis Tyrone, the DH, hitting sixth, and Donovan Solano, the shortstop, Matt Beatty at first base, Omar Estevez at second base. And here is Robbie Ray's first pitch, a call strike, and it's 0-1. Taylor is 4 for 11 so far this spring. Robbie Ray with a breakout year last year, career high in wins and ERA, 15-5 and a 289 earned run average. Of course, Chris Taylor, a breakout year himself, takes low and inside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Chris Taylor redesigned the swing a couple of off seasons ago. It paid off last year. Remember, he did not make the opening day roster. We did see him in this center field a couple of games. In the first game he was out there, he tracked everything down.
Taylor takes high and inside. Taylor last year 288 with 21 home runs, 72 runs batted in. On base percentage of .354. And by and large became the everyday leadoff hitter. And just had a tremendous year. Takes a strike on the inside corner. And the count is now 2-2.
Same questions are asked about Chris Taylor as any other player that's kind of come out of not really nowhere, but all of a sudden, boy, he became really a kind of a limelight player. Can he repeat what he did last year?
2-2 with Turner on deck. Takes high and inside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Defensively for the Diamondbacks, Yasmani Tomas is in left field. Ray Fuentes in center. Steven Souza Jr. is in right. The infield is playing back. The count is full. Ray into the wide. Here's the pitch. High and away, ball 4. So that's a pretty nifty at bat for Taylor, who is down in the count and works out the walk.
Yeah, for Taylor, one of the other things that he did in changing the swing, he said that before he was not able to handle the ball that was upstairs, above the belt buckle. Well, last year he did a marvelous job in handling it.
Justin Turner coming up. Turner is 3 for 9 so far this spring. Has a home run, an RBI. Dodgers have hit 13 home runs this spring by 12 different hitters. Turner takes high and away, 1 ball and no strikes.
Sometimes managers, and they've done it here today, trying to move Turner up in the lineup. Also Matt Kemp, who's on deck. He'll bat in third spot. Give some of the guys maybe a chance to get 1 or 2 extra at bats in a game.
Kemp is on deck. Turner swings and misses. And it's 1-1.
Dodgers trying to figure out Robbie Ray. Ray last year became the first pitcher ever in 4 games to have 10 strikeouts or more against a Dodger team. Ever. Of course, he had the big one September 4th. He punched out 14 in 7 2/3 innings.
1 ball, 1 strike. Turner awaits. Taylor leads from first, and the pitch is fouled off to the right and out of play. Last time the Dodgers saw Robbie Ray was in Game 2 of the division series. The Dodgers actually got to him. 4 runs, all earned, 4 hits, and 4 1/3. 4 walks and 6 strikeouts. Dodgers won the game behind Kenta Maeda 8-5.
Yeah, originally signed 12th round by the Nationals right out of high school, out of Brentwood, Tennessee, about 15 miles south of downtown Nashville.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Taylor's got good speed. There he goes. Here's the pitch. It's high. The throw to second base, and he is out. A late addition for the Arizona Diamondbacks behind the plate. Ronnie Freeman shows off a good throwing arm.
Turner taking the pitch. And for Freeman, he came right out of the chute. Not a bad jump, and especially against a left-hander. Taylor was looking back almost as if there was a hit and run on it.
The 2-2 is lined foul to the right out of play. Last year, Taylor stole 17 out of 21. So a crowd in excess of 13,000 when all is said and done today. And Turner lines out base hit into the left field corner, and Justin Turner will arrive at second base with a stand-up double.
We saw it time and time again last year where there were pitchers that thought, aha, we can work Justin Turner in on his hands. Well, if you're going to try and go inside to Turner, you better get it well in, because he's so quick, much quicker than maybe a lot of pitchers give him credit for. But the bat speed is really there.
As Matt Kemp steps into the batter's box, still a fan favorite, the prodigal son has returned home. And so far this spring, 2 for 10 with a home run and 3 runs batted in. 1 out, 1 on. We're in the bottom half of the first inning, and there's no score with Puig on deck. Robbie Ray, the lefty, deals high and away. 1 ball and no strikes.
A different look at Matt Kemp. Dropped 40 pounds during the offseason. He homered in his first game back with the Dodgers.
One way or another, he's going to be a big story between now and opening day, March 29th. Here comes the 1-0 from Ray. And a fly ball well hit to left center field, on its way and gone. A home run. Pitch was up and in and out in a flash.
Well, you don't want to go in on Justin Turner, and Matt Kemp makes a strong appeal. Do not try and get in my kitchen either. That was a long distance blast. And for Kemp, he got all of that with the Dodgers on top. And that trip around the diamond, sponsored by Daniels Jewelers, giving fans a $50 gift card for every home run. And you can go to danielsjewelers.com/LA to claim. For every redemption, making a $50 donation to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Daniels Jewelers, making diamond dreams come true since 1948.
For the Dodgers, their 14th home run of the spring. The second for Kemp. Puig steps in and pops it foul behind the plate. Now to play, and it's 0-1. Yasiel is 2 for 9, a couple of singles so far this spring. Well, from the time Kemp first came up, those pitches that were up and in, he generally feasted on them. Puig fouls it off to the left, and it's 0-2.
Well, there's going to be a lot of talk, as you mentioned before. Is it with Matt Kemp? Is he going to be with the Dodgers on opening day? Will he be with someone else? Well, Farhan Zaidi, the Dodgers general manager, joining us here in the first game of spring training, says, you know, it's interesting. We're going to see what happens, but there's an opportunity.
Now the 0-2. Puig takes high and inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And that opportunity is for Matt Kemp right now. Is going to be the opportunity for Andrew Toles, who's coming off of the knee surgery.
Toles played yesterday.
Yeah, just the 3rd week into the season last year. Devastating injury.
Now the 1-2. Puig takes high and inside, and it's 2-2.
And competition has never been a bad thing in spring training. So what's the competition for the Dodgers in left field? Who's going to be there? And now with Kohler having been injured yesterday, what's the competition now in the bullpen for the back end of the bullpen to get the ball to Kenley Jansen?
Here's the 2-2. Puig takes high and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, Farhan was in the booth with us last week. He made no bones about the fact initially the deal with the Atlanta Braves was financial in nature. Brandon McCarthy, the high price spread, along with Scott Kazmir, Adrian Gonzalez were shipped to Atlanta. Dodgers absorbed 1 significant contract, but they felt maybe there's still some upside left in Matt Kemp. And now it's Kemp who is auditioning, and so far so good this spring as Puig lines 1 foul up the 3rd base line. And let's hope all the fans down there are okay. So Kemp has been impressive in the first week to 10 days.
Well, he was impressive from day 1 because he was 40 pounds lighter than what he completed the season last year with Atlanta.
Puig with a fly ball into short right. That's Steven Souza Jr. strolling in to make the catch. or the second out of the first. So you got a couple of issues at play with Matt Kemp. If he's good, he's really, really good. The Dodgers will hang on to him. There are other teams who see him being really, really good, might make an effort to go after him. So there are a lot of open-ended questions regarding Kemp. But all he can do is play, and so far he's playing well.
Let's go, Kyle!
Kyle Farmer takes a pitch inside and low, 1 ball, no strikes. Farmer 5 for 8 this spring.
And for Kemp, he's going to be in the fold somewhere, and it might as well be with the team that he began his major league career with.
1 ball, no strikes. Farmer takes high. And it's 2 balls and no strikes.
There's another guy we talk about competition now with Farmer, who's been just really a great hand-eye coordination guy that puts the ball into play most of the time. He's gotten better and better and better as a receiver behind the plate.
Now the 2-0. Farmer takes high and away, 3 balls, no strikes.
And with Farmer, you can also play the infield.
Okay, Rag.
Sometimes he's a shortstop. He's been converted.
Now pitching coach Mike Butcher is going to go out and settle down Robbie Ray.
And home plate umpire. Here's the other part too, is that we talked yesterday briefly about the visit to the mound. How many times? 6 that you're allowed during a regular 9 innings. And we've watched now is that the home plate umpires, once a trip is made out, take out the lineup card that they keep in their left breast pocket and they write down. They're keeping track of the number of trips without removing the pitcher by each team.
And they've got 30 seconds to state their case. The coach coming out of the dugout, or of course if an infielder comes over to talk to the pitcher, that is counted as a mound appearance. 3 balls and no strikes. Farmer taking a strike. It's 3-1.
Well, we do not have as a definition, if an infielder comes in, does he have to get to the 18-foot radius dirt part of the mound? Does he have to come in halfway? Does he come in on the grass? Still undetermined and still trying to find it out.
The 3-1. Farmer with a fly ball to left field, and boy, did he ever lose that one. Well beyond the bullpen, well beyond the umbrellas, and just in front of the Dodger clubhouse. What a shot by Farmer. And the Dodgers now lead it 3-0.
Not only more flexible behind the plate, but you're talking about generating a little bit more whip in the bat. Now at home plate, that trip around the diamond also sponsored by Daniels Jewelers. Giving fans a $50 gift certificate and card for every home run. And you can redeem it. DanielsJewelers.com/LA to claim it.
Now with 2 out, Travis Tyrone is coming up.
And by the way, on those home runs, for every redemption, Daniels Jewelers donating $50 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Daniels Jewelers making diamond dreams come true since 1948.
Inside and low to Tyrone, who's 4 for 11 this spring, as a double. Dodgers as a team last year hit 221 home runs. And Tyrone with a fly ball to right, slicing, foul and out of play.
Which the same amount of home runs that the Diamondbacks hit last year. 220 for Arizona, a franchise record.
Dodgers last year had a half a dozen different hitters with at least 20 home runs. 2 home runs here in the first for the Dodgers. As Tyrone takes under the knees, it's 3 balls and no strikes. 15 home runs have been hit by the Dodgers so far this spring. 3-1. The pitch is a liner into left field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. So Robbie Ray, who has over the years given the Dodgers nothing but headaches, would lose his only appearance in the division series to the Dodgers, and in this exhibition game on this Saturday afternoon, the Dodgers are handing him his milk money.
Robbie Ray again, that 14 strikeout performance on September 4th, Dodger Stadium. I remember He's no longer with the Diamondbacks. That was the night that J.D. Martinez hit 4 home runs.
Now here's Donovan Solano. As Bray tosses over to first base, and Tyrone, the DH today, is back standing up. Solano, a slick fielding shortstop primarily. Takes high. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Solano came up with the Marlins in 2012. Was in the Yankee organization last year. And signed a minor league free agent contract with the Dodgers in January. Takes a pitch up and in. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Solano's 2 for 7 this spring.
Yeah, he's out of Colombia. Originally signed with the Cardinals. Took him a while to finally get to the big league level. Nearly 8 full seasons at the minor leagues.
1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 out. The Dodgers with 3 in the bottom of the first. As Solano takes high and inside, it's 2-1.
Well, you can hear Robbie Ray actually grunt all the way up here in the press box with that pitch that he missed inside and high.
Taylor began the inning with a walk, was caught stealing. Then Turner doubled. Kemp hit a long distance home run after Puig flied to right. Farmer hit a home run. 2-1. Solano takes inside and low. Short hop by Ronnie Freeman. It's now 3 balls and a strike. In the infield for the Diamondbacks this afternoon, Christopher Negron is the third baseman. Chris Owings at short. Ketel Marte at second. Christian Walker at first. Solano takes a walk. Robbie Ray is not doing particularly well.
Now, and Arizona has action in their bullpen as well. Well, Robbie Ray may be a short afternoon, and indeed that is going to be the story.
Torey Lovello's going to come and get him. Robbie Ray faces 7 batters and gives up 3 runs, 4 hits, walks 2, and serves up 2 home runs. We're going to take a break.
For the best.
Is on in relief as Robbie Ray's dress rehearsal didn't go terribly well today. He faced 7 batters, 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 walks, 36 pitches, 16 for strikes, a couple of home runs, so his day is done. And now it is Crable's turn.
Crable, good fastball. That man trying to get to the big league level for the first time. Originally signed with the Angels. 12th round pick. He's out of Florida, signed right out of high school. He has played already at the minor league level a lot of different towns.
Matt Beatty coming up.
Let's go, Matt.
Well, these are the things that happen in spring training. We mentioned earlier that Jeff Mathis was supposed to start behind the plate, but he is wearing Ronnie Freeman's jersey. Well, there's a little confusion. Why? Mathis forgot his jersey, so he borrowed one. So Mathis showing off the great arm. We were busy selling Ronnie Freeman. Never mind.
Yeah, you might want to show off his checkbook too, because that's normally a fine.
So he forgot his jersey. Matt Beatty is 2 for 8 with a home run this spring. 2 on, 2 out. Beatty takes high and away.
The question is going to be, did he actually forget the packet, or were there some shenanigans that someone removed it from his bag, maybe in retaliation of something that he had done?
They wouldn't do that, would they?
In a New York minute.
2-0 to Beatty. Now the pitch. There's a strike at the knees, left-handed hitter, and it's 2-1. Drop dead gorgeous 73 degrees on this Saturday afternoon in Glendale on the west side of Phoenix. Beatty. Flowing outside is 3 balls and 1 strike.
Actually, Robbie Ray was out of Brentwood, Tennessee, south of Louisville, and for Beatty out of Belmont University, which is also Louisville.
3 balls and a strike. Tyrone leading from second base. Solano from first. Now here's the pitch. Fouled it into the dirt. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Trying to get a look at Beatty. We've seen him just a couple of times, and obviously this is the early going as far as number of games, but we understand looks more like a lumberjack than maybe a baseball player, but very heads-up type of a player. That's something the Dodgers really like.
So the runners will be running. Tyrone from second and Solano from first. Full count. Beatty steps out of the box for a moment.
Got the ball.
Dodgers with 3 here in the bottom half of the first. Looking to tack on. Robbie Ray has been knocked out on 3-2. Here go the runners. Here comes a pitch and grounded foul up the first base line. This is the Dodgers' 10th game of the spring.
Go, Pete.
And one seems to be moseying along longer than the next. Yesterday, 3 hours and 40 minutes. 3-2. Crable set. Here's the pitch. The runners go. Line drive. Base hit into left field. Tyrone comes in to score easily. Solano goes to third. Beatty goes with a pitch. Knocks one in, and the Dodgers lead 4-0.
Just hit the ball wherever it is pitched. In other words, away. Don't try and pull it. That's exactly what Beatty did. Went with the pitch, especially a full count. Not a bad pitch, tailing away, but left a little bit up in the strike zone.
Now Omar Estevez coming up. Estevez at shortstop yesterday. Playing at second base this afternoon. He's 20 years of age. They're tying away. 1 ball and no strikes.
They had a couple plays yesterday. One to his backhand side, very smoothly. Went for the backhand and 1 fell swoop. And came out of the glove with the baseball. Made a strong throw over to first base. Made another good play coming in tightly on a ground ball.
Estevez has 3 hits and 6 at-bats, including a home run this spring. 4-0 Dodgers here in the bottom half of the first. Hard ground ball, base hit up the third base line, rolling to the corner. Solano will score. Beatty's rounding third. He's on his way home. Estevez arrives at second base with a stand-up double. The rout is on in the first inning, and the Dodgers lead it 6-0.
So for Estevez, he puts on his hitting shoes. We talked about the offense. I think that the defense earlier, but showing some offense right here. Estevez was 1 for 3 in yesterday's game. Had a single very sharply to left field, and this time he hits it down the left field line.
And now he's 4 for 7 this spring.
Well, he's had some international competition at a very early age, out of Cuba before he defected.
And for Chris Taylor, his second at bat of the first inning. It's a breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1. Taylor walked in his first at bat, then was caught stealing. Estevez leads from second. Crable delivers low and outside, and it's 1-1.
Let's go, Taylor!
Crable came over from the Angels. There's a liner into right center field, and a diving catch made by Steven Souza Jr. Spectacular play, robbing Taylor, costing the Dodgers a run, but they're living with house money, scoring 6 in the bottom of the first. We'll go to the second. Well, Alex Wood in the first inning gave up a leadoff double to Ray Fuentes, who would then steal third base, and it looked like Wood would be in for a long inning. But he was able to strike out Owings, Marte, and Souza to get out of the jam. And the Dodgers kicked out the jams in the bottom half of the first inning, coming up with 6 runs and 6 base hits. Couple of home runs, a 2-run shot for Kemp, a solo blast for Farmer. Estevez doubled in 2. Beatty singled in 1. And so the Dodgers sitting pretty. Wood's first pitch is banged to left field, and that one is going, and gone. Christian Walker on the first pitch of the second inning hits a moonshot.
Well, you might want to order in food, folks. We may be here for a while. Rockets red glare. Remember, Arizona talked about they were going to add a humidor to their regular season games. And we found out that every team is going to have a temperature controlled, humidity controlled storage room for the baseballs.
Yasmani Tomas stepping in. Tomas, big burly left-hander, left fielder, bangs a base hit into center. Well, both teams have put on their hitting shoes today. Tomas with a clean single to center. Jeff Mathis is on deck.
The catcher, number 88, Ronnie Freeman.
Well, he's been announced as Ronnie Freeman. They say it's Jeff Mathis, who left his jersey back at Talking Stick.
Well, that adds a little bit more chuckles, even though the Diamondbacks are down now 6-1. But you should be announced as someone else if you forgot your jersey.
There's a ball under the knees, 1 ball and no strikes.
Speaking of the humidor, found an interesting fact today. Early this morning, there's a professor emeritus, University of Illinois.
Ground ball slowly hit to short. Solano, Estevez to Beatty. And a quick 6-4-3 double play.
Turned over very nicely in the infield. Twin killing on that one. But for Professor Alan Nathan, he was asked, and he's a physics professor, so he's a guy to go to, and I found out, okay, is the humidor. If we add the temperature, we add the humidity, and what's going to happen? He says, well, the home runs could be reduced if it's used in Phoenix, anywhere from 25 to 50% reduction.
The hitter, Socrates Brito. As he takes the ball low and away, 1 ball, no strike.
The humidor in Denver, by the way, reduced at about roughly 22%. The average number of home runs hit in the ballpark.
1 ball, no strikes. Brito checks his swing. That's 2-0.
So we're talking about, well, there could be a little bit difference. There's a different level of humidity between Arizona and Colorado, but regardless of which numbers you go at, there could be a reduction of home runs hit at least in Phoenix during the regular season.
There's a 2-0. Brito takes a strike. 2-1.
And who are we to argue with a professor emeritus of physics at the University of Illinois?
But can he hit a curveball?
Probably not. But he joins a long list of other people.
He's not alone. Brito fouls it to the right, 2-2.
One of the first things I ever heard was a story about a youngster just signs professionally, chasing his dream, and he goes out and plays minor league ball, and he's sending his mom a postcard that dates how old the story is. Mom having a wonderful time hitting .330. She doesn't hear from him for a while, and then gets another postcard.
The 2-2 is low, ball 3.
And that second postcard says, "Dear Mom, get my room ready. They're starting to throw the curveball. I'll be home soon."
Well, way back when, the theories it was curveball was an optical illusion.
Simple way to prove it: grab a bat.
Here's a 3-2 slowly hit back to the box in the third base side. Wood picks it up, throws out Brito, and the inning is over. 1 run, 2 hits, the home run by Walker. We go to the bottom of the second. Dodgers 6, Diamondbacks 1.
At the Lexus
Remind you of something coming ahead at Dodger Stadium. Catch the excitement of college baseball Sunday, March 11th, a week from tomorrow, during the Dodger Stadium College Baseball Classic. TCU and Vanderbilt at 10:30 in the morning, followed by the annual matchup of UCLA and USC at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/classic. Justin Turner leading it off and taking a strike in the bottom half of the second. Turner with a double in his first at-bat. He scored a run. Dodgers played at 6 in the first inning. 6-1. Turner into right center field, and drifting over to make the catch is Ray Fuentes. First out of the second inning.
Good afternoon for Arizona. The outfield play a little bit deeper. Already look like a track team getting ready.
Here's Kemp coming up. Matthew Ryan Kemp has returned home, and so far this spring he is 4 for 11 with a couple of home runs and 5 runs batted in. Part of that famed class of the Jacksonville Five. A breaking ball buckles his knees. It's a strike, 0-1.
Charlie, I don't know if someone went partially to the mound or not, but home plate umpire Mike Krzyzewski stood in front of the plate and pointed to the Diamondbacks dugout and then pointed up the press box.
Now the 0-1. Kemp takes another breaking ball that buckles his knees, and it's 0-2.
So that might be our first infringement, if you will, for an infielder, or maybe it was the catcher. Someone went partially. How far do they go? We don't know, but it's something we're still looking at umpires and how they're going to handle it. Talk about a work in progress.
Mound visits. Here's the 0-2. Kemp rolls it to short. Picked up by Owens. A long throw across the diamond, and Kemp is beaten by a couple of steps. 2 gone.
Right fielder.
That's all right, man.
Now here's Puig.
And watching home plate umpire again, he walked out and he's keeping track on his scorecard. Officially, they're going to keep a tally. You get 6 during the 9 innings. If the game goes extra innings, there's one more visit that you can go to the mound and not have to take a pitcher out.
So for the most part, they're trying to cut down on mound visits from infielders who will stroll in from their particular spot, spend some time, rub up the baseball, and talk about nothing in particular. As Puig swings and misses, it's 0-1.
Well, one thing about the Arizona Diamondbacks, it was Mike Butcher, their pitching coach last year. If you look at it, anytime there was a pinch hitter, he went to the mound, and that's not counted as a trip to the mound with a pinch hitter, a different hitter.
Now Puig takes low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Joe Torre, who's basically the everyday official for Major League Baseball, behind the commissioner, Rob Manfred, has visited all the camps, all the teams, both in Arizona and in Florida, trying to get everybody on the same page. This is the rule, and there are going to be certain aspects of the rule that will be a work in progress. They want to speed up the game. Here's 2-1. It's outside and low, 3-1. But in spring, it's difficult to gauge how successful it's going to be or not, because you have so many pitchers who are coming in pitching 1 inning at a time. That slows the game down. Won't have as many, of course, come the regular season. Puig goes the other way and finds a base hit into right field. He's on his way to second base with a stand-up double. Wasn't hit terribly hard. It was in on the handle, but it was perfectly placed, and Puig is 1 for 2.
The catcher, Kyle Farmer.
Kyle Farmer coming up. Farmer launched a long-distance home run in the first inning. It was his first of the spring. So you think you've had a rotten day at the office? Robbie Ray today in the first inning.
Go, Kyle.
Gave up 5 runs and 4 hits. His earned run average this spring is 1688. There's a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, but he got to go home early.
Kyle Farmer, it is really remarkable how he was able to resculpt his body in the offseason. Here's the 0-1. He's thinned out considerably. Pilates, you say?
Pilates.
It's worked.
It's a lot of work. And it paid off for Kyle Farmer.
Go, Kyle.
The one thing about Farmer, who came up last season, dancing off second base, Puig, and so that forces Grable to step off the rubber. Farmer out of the University of Georgia has shown in his early stages of his career he's a good clutch hitter. He's not intimidated in the least.
Oh, he's a good athlete. He was a quarterback and shortstop in high school. Hit .545 his senior year. And then he accepted a scholarship and became a teammate of today's Dodgers starting pitcher, Alex Wood, at the University of Georgia.
Farmer's first big league hit was a walk-off winner in the 11th inning at Dodger Stadium. So they've got Grandal, Austin Barnes, Kyle Farmer, and 2 youngsters. Will Smith, who showed off a great throwing arm yesterday. Keibert Ruiz, who's 19, went 3 for 3 on Thursday. As Farmer fouls it back over our heads, out of play.
Second baseman Marte was trying to put the pickoff at second base against Puig, and he looked a little irritated that did not receive the pickoff throw. Puig was well off the bag.
Travis Tyrone is on deck. 2 out. The Dodgers leading at 6-1. We're just in the bottom half of the second. And the pitch on the way. Farmer lines one to short. One hop backhanded stab by Owens. Throws to first. Low, but dug out by Christian Walker to end the inning. Nice play at both ends. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We'll go to the third. Dodgers 6-1.
This is
form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Dodgers.
Well, Alex Wood, who has thrown 28 pitches through the first 2 innings. He's coming out, he pitched the third on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. As raw and ugly as the weather was a week ago, here in the Valley of the Sun today couldn't be any more perfect as a result of the Dodgers and Diamondbacks having at it. The place is sold out. Christopher Negron will lead it off in the third. Dodgers have warm-up activity out in the bullpen. And so Wood will be facing the 9, 1, and 2 hitters for the D-backs. Dodgers with 6 runs and 6 hits in the first inning, tacked on another hit in the second. Arizona, a solo home run for Christian Walker off Wood in the second inning. Now here's Negron, who takes a strike. It's 0-1. Ray Fuentes on deck, and then Chris Owings to follow. Wood delivers outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. So there's been some discussion, a lot of discussion, in fact, about Wood and pitching out of the stretch. Again, very early in this process. Is there anything you've noticed one way or the other?
No, it just impressing that first inning.
Delivers a strike to Negron. It's now 1-2.
After the leadoff double, then there was a stolen base on top of it. But he strikes out the next 3 in a row to get out of the inning, and had some runs scored behind him. I think it's all about a comfort zone, and he's going to get a lot of attention. Oh, you're throwing out of the stretch all the time.
And a pop fly into short right. Drifting in is Puig to make the catch. Negron's retired, first out of the third.
Just a thought too, and you bring this up, and for a moment, if we look at the delivery of Alex Wood, think back to last spring. Remember when he said before he came to spring, I've smoothed my delivery? Well, he was the only one that interpreted that delivery now being smooth. It's kind of unorthodox. And repeatability is such a big thing with a pitcher. It's like a hitter with a swing, being able to repeat it. And it might help Wood to repeat it now, the stretch.
Missing outside is low. 1 ball, no strikes to the left-handed hitting Ray Fuentes. So Wood, of course, a career year last year, 16-game winner, went to the All-Star game. Here's the 1-0. Grounded into the dirt by Fuentes, who struck out. Correction, he doubled in his first at-bat. And it's now 1 ball, 1 strike. After the Fuentes doubled, Wood would then strike out Owings, Marte, and Souza Jr. Wood delivers. And Fuentes fouls it into the dirt again. It's 1-2. Gives us a chance to pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Dodgers radio network. Charlie Steiner, Rick Monday from Camelback Ranch, Glendale, Arizona. On this Saturday afternoon, 1 out, nobody on. Top of the third, Dodgers leading at 6-1. Wood misses inside. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ray Fuentes.
Fuentes at his best line drive hitter. Normally a very compact swing, which I think lefty against lefty you have to concentrate on being even more compact and think going up the middle.
2 balls, 2 strikes. It's low and outside, 3-2.
People ask many times, so what's the big deal? We hear about, well, lefty versus lefty, and you're going to have platoon. It's left-handed batter. You're not facing that many left-handed pitchers. I mean, think about going back to Little League. What about high school? How many left-handed pitchers do you see? So it's not that common.
The 3-2 rolled slowly up the first base line, but looking foul.
Unless you look at the Dodgers starting rotation, then you're talking about 4 out of the 5 starters. However, we talked about this the other day. The Dodgers starting pitching with all the left-handers, they're all different looks. They're all different types. It starts off with Kershaw. We saw him yesterday. He's more of a power guy. Then Alex Wood comes in. Wood has great, I think, strength in the curveball. He throws the sinker just about under 60% of the time. Then the curveball, a little bit more than the changeup. But the Dodgers have lefties, and they all give you a different look. And sandwiched in between, Kent the May to the right hand.
Of course, Rich Hill has that big old curve. It's outside and low ball for Fuentes. Works a 1-out walk. First walk given up by Alex Wood. And Dave Roberts is coming out. Wood has thrown his last pitch. Roberts will be leaving shortly. His daughter has got a high school play tonight back around San Diego. So Wood exits stage left. 1 out, 1 on. Top of the third. Dodgers 6, Diamondbacks 1. Ryan Schlitter, who spent last year pitching for the Cebu Lions in Japan. Good news and bad news. The good news was he had a .283 earned run average. The bad news was he was 1 in 5 out of the bullpen. And here he is. Actually, he was a starter over there, and the Dodgers are trying to reconfigure him into a bullpen piece. And with the injury now to Tom Kohler, suddenly a little more attention is going to be paid to the 32-year-old right-hander. Born and raised outside Chicago. Came up with the Cubs in 2010. And so he is auditioning with Chris Owings stepping in. Schlitter set. Here's the pitch. High inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Schlitter is 6'3", 235. Dodgers signed him about 3 weeks ago. It's a non-roster invitee. Fuentes leading off first base. Schlitter set and the pitch. It's inside and it hit him. So Chris Owings gets hit by a pitch. You can tell Marte coming up.
Second baseman, Ketel Marte.
Marte, a strikeout victim in his first at-bat. Marte, big switch hitter, plays some second base, plays some shortstop, second base today. Christopher Negron began the inning, flied to right. Wood would walk Fuentes, and now Owings has been hit by a pitch. Schlitter delivers a strike, and it's 0-1. Kemp, Taylor, and Puig in the Dodger outfield. They're straight away. Taylor in center is the most shallow of the three. No balls and a strike. Schlitter misses under the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dodgers and the Giants tomorrow. The Morongo pregame on the radio at 11:30. First pitch will be 5 afternoon Los Angeles time. It's still Mountain time here. Here's the 1-1. Grounded. Foul up the third baseline. And the count is 1-2 to Ketel Marte. Steven Souza Jr. on deck. Well, yesterday, in the third inning that would never end, third inning alone lasted well over an hour. Of course, the Kohler injury and then the injury to home plate umpire Randazzo. Bounced off the bag, but right to Turner, so the damage contained. Marte with a base hit. Ding dong special. Now the bases are loaded, 1 out, with Steven Souza Jr. coming up.
Nothing wrong with a little luck. I don't care if it's spring training or regular season. Ball doesn't hit the bag. Turner has it. Easy force at third.
So the bases are loaded with 1 out, and here's Souza Jr. Came over from the Tampa Bay Rays. They're going to miss, and it's nothing. It won a half-hearted swing. Souza wasn't sure to check or not, and it went halfway around and tipped off his bat anyway.
No, he goes full way around. He's a big guy, 6'4", 2 1/4.
No balls and a strike. Takes inside and low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Amazing. You go back and look at what these guys have done. Souza in high school was a shortstop. He was also a receiver and a defensive back in football. And he played basketball.
So he was a jock. Here's the 1-1. Low and outside. 2 balls and a strike. So he's got some big shoes to fill with J.D. Martinez signing the deal with the Red Sox. Two balls and 1 strike. Now Schlitter misses under the knees. 3-1. Dodgers finished 11 games in front of the Diamondbacks last year. Here's a 3-1. Inside and low ball 4. That'll walk in a run. Fuentes will tap the plate. Owings goes to third. Marte to second. Souza with the walk is at first. And Christian Walker, who homered in his first at bat, is coming up.
First baseman, Christian Walker.
Well, the grassy knolls in left center and right field, right center are crowded on this beautiful day. Farmer. It's a ball low, 1 ball and no strikes. Cloudless sky. Just ideal baseball conditions. Barely a breeze. Give it a couple of months, it'll be a little toasty around these parts.
Triple digits.
1-0 to Walker, who takes inside. 2 balls and no strikes.
No one throwing in the Dodgers bullpen. So So a trip and home plate umpire Mike Leschinski again took out his lineup card, wrote down 1 trip in this inning to the mound without a pitching change having taken place.
Dodgers intend to use a little later on C.C. Lee, Joe Broussard, and J.T. Chargois, who they picked up last week. Now 2 balls and 1 strike to Christian Walker with Yasmani Tomas on deck. Kemp especially deep in left, as well he should be. Walker hit a home run over his head in the last inning. And the pitch in the dirt gets past Farmer, goes to the backstop. Owings comes in to score. Marte will go to third, and Souza to second on the wild pitch. It's now 6-3.
Yeah, wild pitch, but not really handled very well from a fundamental standpoint by Kyle Farmer behind home plate. And for those who are watching on the television, the simulcast, really did not move his feet and have the palm of the catcher's mitt up. He tried to backhand the ball and for the most part keep his feet in the same spot. That's the spot where you've got to slide out and really smothered the ball. So that's going to be written down and something to work on tomorrow.
3 balls and a strike, and Schlitter walks in. So Schlitter comes in, hits a batter, base hit off the bag at third, a wild pitch, and has walked his second man. Bases are loaded.
Let's go, honey. Settle down.
Schlitter has been like a man on a deserted island, and now he gets a trip from Rick Honeycutt, the pitching coach. But for Schlitter, he's been up, he's been down, he's been in, and he's been out. So it's not like, hey, let's adjust the sidelines a little bit. He's been all over the place.
2 walks, a hit batter, an infield hit, and a wild pitch.
And now there is action in the bullpen. And home plate umpire will go out, try and speed things along, and write down yet another check mark as they trip the mound. You're allowed 6 during the 9 innings. Unless there is a pinch hitter, and then that trip to the mound, if there is one, does not count because it's a different hitter coming on.
J.T. Chargois, a new Dodger, is warming up at the bullpen now.
And rapidly.
Tomas a single to left in his first at bat. Bases are loaded, 1 out, 2 in, 3rd inning. And a call strike, 0-1. So Schlitter, who pitched in Japan last year, the 32-year-old right-hander, has been struggling. The 0-1. Fouled off to the right and out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's Monty Tomas.
Isn't amazing? Pitcher has difficulty throwing the strikes. He's hit a batter, has given up an infield single, back-to-back walks. Pitching coach goes to the mound, and the next 2 pitches, strike 1, strike 2.
The 0-2 on the way. Tomas slowly hit to third. A diving attempt by Turner. He can't get it. From the hole, Solano throws to second base for a force-out attempt and couldn't get it there either. Another run is in, the 3rd for the Diamondbacks here in the 3rd inning. It is now 6-4.
Not hit hard, but perfect placement. By the time Solano got it, there was no chance really at second base. You can also credit that. We talked so many times last year in spring training and this year too about the Dodgers have run the bases very aggressively. Well, you can credit also Walker running from first base to second, made that play at a base hit.
Now Jeff Mathis takes inside, 1 ball, no strikes.
Now those are the things that managers look at. And for Torey Lovullo, who is a Southern California product, born in Santa Monica and then signed professionally out of UCLA. Those are the things that the coaches and managers love.
1 ball, no strikes. Mathis fouls it off to the right, and it's 1-1.
That's how you make an impression. Well, for Christian Walker, he went hustling down to second base, beat the throw to second base, so it's an infield single, an RBI. The inning continues.
5 D-backs in a row make it 6 have gotten on base. The ball's not gotten out of the infield. Mathis fouls it off, and it's 1-2. Wood began the inning innocently enough, inducing Christopher Negron to fly routinely to right. And Fuentes would walk. That would be the end of the line for Wood. Schlitter came in, hit Chris Owings. Marte bounced one off the bag at third for an infield hit. Mathis swings and fouls it off to the left. Back-to-back walks for Souza Jr. and Walker. And then Tomas with the infield bleeder to the left side. Perfectly placed, and Donovan Solano, the Dodgers shortstop this afternoon, has thrown to second base, just not in time. So it's 6-4. Schlitter on 1 and 2. Ground ball to third. Backhanded by Turner. Throws to second. Added second on to first. Double play, and that will end the inning. Nice backhanded stab by Turner. A good pivot at second base by Omar Estevez. But the Diamondbacks come up with 3. We go to the bottom of the third, and the Dodgers lead 6-4.
Fresh.
Relief for the Diamondbacks as we go to the bottom half of the third inning. And the Dodgers are leading it 6-4. Phillies 49 appearances last year between Milwaukee and Kansas City. Came away with a hefty ERA. So Phillies is now the third pitcher for the Diamondbacks. Travis Tyrone will lead it off. Of course, Fernando Rodney has moved on, no longer with the Diamondbacks. Phillies delivers a fastball for a strike to Travis Tyrone, and it's 0-1. Donovan Solano's on deck. Phillies misses outside. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Solano on deck, Matt Beatty to follow. The 1-1 is high and inside. 2 balls and a strike to Travis Tyrone. Phillies in 2011 play with the Rangers. They were a strike away from winning the World Series. It didn't happen. He surrendered the game-tying triple to David Freese. So the Cardinals would beat the Rangers as Phillies strikes out Tyrone, first out of the third.
Shortstop.
Now here's Solano, who walked and scored a run in his first at-bat. Matt Beatty is on deck. High and away, one ball and no strikes.
And Solano 8 years at the minor league level. When he finally got the call-up, he became just the 12th player from Colombia to reach the major league level.
We had seen him when he played with the Marlins. Ball to strike, in and out. Dodgers leading at 6-4. We're still in the bottom half of the third inning. And a ground ball, right side, base hit. Pass to diving Christian Walker. One out single to right for Donovan Solano.
Solano got a big thrill also. In 2012, he made it up to the big league level. He was with the Marlins, played in the ball game. And what was significant about that ball game, his brother Jonathan Solano was playing for the Washington Nationals. It turned out in the same lineup. First time in Marlins history the two brothers had played against one another.
Now here's Matt Beatty, who singled to left field, and he's just lined one into the glove of second baseman Ketel Marte. Fires a throw to first base, and Solano is doubled up. No fault of his, as Beatty just rifled a shot to the second baseman Marte. Double play to end the inning. We'll go to the fourth. Dodgers 6, Diamondbacks 4. New pitcher for the Dodgers, the recently acquired J.T. Chargois from the Minnesota Twins. Pitched an inning earlier in the week. This is the first time we've all had a chance to watch them together. 39 appearances at Double and AAA last year. An impressive ERA of 135, and opponents hit just 203 against him. He'll be facing Socrates Brito, who swings and foul tips, and it's 0-1.
John Thomas Chargois out of Sulphur, Louisiana.
The 0-1 as Brito fouls it off to the left, and it's quickly 0-2. Christopher Negron is on deck, and then Ray Fuentes to follow. Dodgers leading at 6-4 as Brito slashes one foul down the third base line. And a high pop-up into short left center. Out goes Donovan Solano, taking charge, making the catch. First out of the fourth.
Chargois just trying to stay healthy. He had Tommy John surgery 2014. Last year on the DL 2 different times with right elbow impingement. But he's a young man that holds runners well. And he was saying, look, I finally learned how to maintain my body, and hopefully it's going to cut down on injuries.
So the Dodgers taking a chance and seeing what he can do. Christopher Negron swings and misses, and it's 0-1.
Well, he really felt that one of the problems he was having to maybe put more stress and strain on his elbow, and as a result, you wind up with Tommy John surgery. From a mechanical standpoint, so he's ironing things out.
Swinging a foul into the dirt, and he's quickly ahead 0-2 on Christopher Negron. He does not have the smoothest delivery we've ever seen. Not quite herky-jerky, but fluid at 8. The 0-2 on the way. Foul back and out of play.
A lot of late arm movement just at the last second.
Corey, where's Paul?
No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 4th inning. Dodgers with 6 in the first, leading at 6-4. Breaking ball on a beauty. Call strike 3. Negron just hung out to dry.
Well, that breaking ball, pretty good one, and he really earned the nickname as a result of the curveball as Spike. Fastball, changeup, curveball. Curve, some people say it's a curveball, some say it's a big slider. Whatever it is, that was a very effective pitch there.
2 out, nobody on, and Ray Fuentes coming up. Chargois the other day pitched a perfect inning against the Padres. A ground ball at the first base line. Taken by Beatty. Underhanded flip to Chargois. A 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left after 3.5. Dodgers 6, Diamondbacks 4. Plan. Enjoy this season filled with rivalry matchups, along with great promotions such as bobbleheads, kids giveaways, and Friday night fireworks. Visit Dodgers.com/mini plans. New pitcher for the Diamondbacks, veteran lefty Antonio Bastardo.
Primarily with the Phillies in his career, moved on to the Mets for 1 year, the Pirates each of the last 2.
Estevez leading it off and taking a strike from Bastardo. It is 0-1. Dodgers 6 runs and 8 hits. The Diamondbacks 4 runs and 5 base hits. Well hit to left, but foul. Well, one of the things we've discovered about Omar Estevez, who's just 20. Not that big, but boy, he's got some power.
Well, he's got some power, and the thing I talked about yesterday during the broadcast, he has some international competition under his belt as well. At 16 years of age, pitching for one of the teams of Cuba International.
The 0-2, just outside of low 1 and 2.
Series national teams at the age of 16. He's really been among the younger players at every stop that he's made, not only in Cuba, but international competition.
Bastardo on 1 and 2 to Omar Estevez. Outside 2 and 2.
It's kind of funny too. We talked to scouts when the Dodgers signed him. So, okay, tell us about Estevez. And many of them had seen him in international competition. He said, look, he's not flashy. He's not the fastest. He's not a guy that's going to power the ball a great deal, but there's something about him that everybody likes.
Here's a 2-2. Ball strike 3 inside corner.
So we've seen some flashes already. Hit the ball foul at home run distance. We saw him yesterday make a couple of very good defensive plays. He's a very interesting young man who is really kind of learning on his feet, not only the game and how it's played here in the States, he's learning a new culture, a new language.
And just 20. 1 out, nobody on, and Chris Taylor is the only Dodger hitter without one so far today. Walked in the first inning, lined to right, and got robbed by Steven Souza Jr. in the second inning. Taylor, big rip, fouls it back, and it's 0-1. That might be a piece of home plate umpire Mike Polchinski.
Yeah, rearranged his catcher's mask. They also signaled, and I was going to be checked out by one of the umpires. He signaled this is not a trip. In case you're wondering, and this is kind of, hey, wait a minute, let's try and figure out. Yeah, 2 and 2, still 4. Yeah, we're in Glendale, Arizona. Check.
Well, of course, yesterday, Tony Randazzo took a fastball flush on the mask. Bill Miller, third base umpire, and the crew chief coming down to make sure that Polchinski's okay. When Randazzo went down, by the time play resumed, it was about 20 minutes later, because one of the base umpires, Adam Hamari, had to go run off into the clubhouse and put on all the protective gear. Happy to see on many levels, Polchinski is fine. No balls, a strike, in and out. As Bastardo deals and Taylor takes high. 1 ball, 1 strike. This time last year, Chris Taylor was fighting for a job on the 25-man roster and lost. But it didn't take long for him to make it to the major leagues, and what a year he had as he takes high. 2 and 1.
Now, we saw him play every day, and I think pound for pound, something we talked about last year, pound for pound, he hit the ball about as hard as anyone that we saw, at least in the Western Division of the National League, on a steady basis.
Here's a 2-1. Like that. Line drive into center field, but caught by Ray Fuentes.
Exactly like that. So how is it a young man who really kind of been drifting at sea without a direction, and all of a sudden he kind of finds it? Well, Fuentes had to get a good jump on that line drive and comes in. But for Chris Taylor, as he comes in, he's motioning to Matt Kemp, who's in the on deck circle. That ball just took off as soon as he hit it.
So with 2 out, Justin Turner coming up, his 3rd at bat. He's doubled, scored a run, and flied to center. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
Turner with that leg kick. There are some players that can use that and use it well, and there are others, it's like a fish out of water.
Turner .322 last year, takes inside.
But it makes it difficult for some that there's such timing that has to be. Obviously balance has to be there as well. There's some hitters, however, that just it adds too many different pieces of the puzzle to try and hit a baseball. For Justin Turner, it has helped him.
Here's the 1-1 outside, 2-1.
Got into a little bit of a problem. Was it last year? He said, hey, look, you got to go back to that leg kick. You're kind of smoothing it out a little bit. He went back a little higher leg kick, and all of a sudden pieces fell into place.
Here's the 2-1. Taking outside and low, 3-1.
In the National League, Andres Galarraga, when he was with the Rockies, had that exaggerated open stance. Then he went into the leg kick. It came up. A lot of different moving parts, but it worked for the Cat.
Here's the 3-1. Turner with a fly ball to left field. And Justin Turner's hit his 2nd home run of the spring. And the Dodgers lead it 7-4.
And it works for Justin Turner. Not an open stance, not like Andres Galarraga had, but the timing is right there. You've got the leg kick. When do you start the leg kick? You've got the stride. Well, if you stride too soon, you've got the leg kick. Or you a mad stork with 1 foot in the air for too long. Whatever it is, it kind of works out. And for Turner, got all of that one. And another trip around the diamond. It's also sponsored by Daniel's Jewelers, giving fans a $50 gift card for every home run. You can go to danielsjewelers.com/LA to claim. For every redemption, they're making a $50 donation to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Daniel's Jewelers, making diamond dreams come true since 1948.
3rd home run of the day for the Dodgers. Kemp hit one in the 1st inning, and he skies one to right here in the 4th inning, and that will end the inning as Souza makes the catch, and the inning is over. But Justin Turner with his 2nd home run of the spring, 3rd of the day for the Dodgers, who lead it 7-4 as we head to the 5th. changes for the Dodgers as Justin Turner, with his second home run of the spring, has given him a 7-4 lead heading into the 5th. New pitcher is C.C. Lee. 27 appearances at AAA last year, an ERA of over 5.5. J.T. Chargois, another perfect inning. He's 2 for 2 in perfect innings in his first 2 appearances with the Dodgers out of the bullpen. And Chris Owings will lead it off in the 5th as Lee delivers a strike. It's 0-1. Henry Ramos takes over in center field for Chris Taylor. Owings has struck out, hit by a pitch, scored a run, fouls it off to the right and out of play. Well, to be euphemistic, this game is moseying along at a leisurely pace. Lee delivers outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Alex Wood, 2 1/3 innings, a run and 3 hits. Brian Schlitter, 2/3 of an inning, 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 walks. J.P. Chargois, 9 pitches, 9 strikes in a perfect 4th inning. Top of the 5th. Lee, slider, swing and a miss, and Owings was clueless on that pitch. Wow.
Way outside. Chevy Silverado, strong, capable, and built to stand the test of time. The most dependable, long-lasting, full-size pickup on the road. And find new roads at your local SoCal Chevy dealer.
1 out, nobody on. And here's Ketel Marte coming up. Switch hitter batting or playing at second base today. Swinging a foul off to the left and out of play, 0-1. They're going to be playing musical chairs in Arizona between shortstop and second base. Nick Ahmed is back. Chris Owings can play any one of those positions. So can Ketel Marte. It's a ball inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Ahmed is a terrific defender, doesn't hit as well as the other 2. And Owings again can play all over the field. As C.C. Lee misses high and away, it's 2 balls and 1 strike with 1 out in the top half of the 5th. Dodgers leading at 7-4.
Well, part of that lineup decisions for Arizona is going to be in the outfield as well. You look at Yasmani Tomas has 2 hits in this game.
And a pitch to Marte is low. It's 3-1.
But where is Tomas in the fit as far as outfielders? Tomas had a very tough offseason. He had growing surgery. And then he got slapped on the hand severely for fast driving.
Marte takes low and inside ball for a 1-out walk in the 5th. Brings up Steven Souza Jr.
Right fielder, Steven Souza Jr.
So as of the 3rd of March, 3.5 weeks away from opening day, Diamondbacks envision David Peralta in left field, A.J. Pollock in center, and this fella Steven Souza in right. J.D. Martinez, of course, has gone to Boston. Lee misses low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Of course, they'll have Jake Lamb, their power hitting 3rd baseman. The shortstop spot we were talking about. The great Paul Goldschmidt. 1 hop fielded at second base. And a double play. Actually, it was called a line-out double play by Bill Miller, the second base umpire. Either way, nicely played by Omar Estevez. Again, the little things this young fella's doing. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left after 4.5. It's the Dodgers 7, Diamondbacks 4. On this beautiful Saturday afternoon, we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. And the Dodgers are in front 7-4. New pitcher for the Diamondbacks is T.J. McFarland. And they've got a new right fielder, a one-time Dodger, in Jeremy Hazelbaker. So we're at the portion of the program now where there's going to be some free substitutions. Yasiel Puig leads off for the Dodgers in the bottom half of the 5th. Puig is doubled and flied to right. Every Dodger hitter has at least one, with the exception of Chris Taylor, who was a very loud 0 for 2 and a walk today. Line to center, line to right, did Taylor. As Puig takes a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. McFarland, ground ball up the middle. Backhanded play by the second baseman Marte. Can't come close to Puig, who beats out an infield hit. Puig's second hit of the day.
Yeah, double down the right field line his first time, and really going a long way up the middle to get that ball, really the third base side of the bag, but no chance to get Puig the way he can go down the line. We talked the other day about Yasiel Puig from a defensive standpoint. I was surprised that he did not receive a Gold Glove presented to him for his play in right field last year.
Kyle Farmer stepping in, and McFarland throws to first, and Puig back standing up.
We saw him on a daily basis. Yeah, we see a lot of games. We have not seen anyone makes that play down the right field line near foul territory any better than what we've seen Yasiel Puig make in his career.
And there's no question about his arm strength. Farmer takes low. 1 ball, no strikes.
And the defense, he took great pride in it last year. And what he winds up doing, he shuts down the running game as well.
Well, he does from right field what Yadier Molina does from behind the plate. You don't want to dare run on their arms. As Farmer fouls it off to the right.
It's the same way when Kershaw is on the mound. There are only 5 attempted stolen bases all year last year against the Dodgers ace lefty. And Yasiel Puig shuts down guys going from first to third or taking the extra base. It puts a different thought in the process of third base coaches, for example. Do I send the runner? Do I take a chance? And Puig uncorking an incredibly good throw.
1 ball and 1 strike to Kyle Farmer, who is homered and bounced to short. Takes a pitch in the dirt, blocked nicely by the veteran Jeff Mathis, and it's 2-1.
The other thing that Yasiel has done, he has learned now that there's a thing called a cutoff man. Now, granted, at times you don't want him even thinking about having to hit the cutoff man with the strength of his arm. Go ahead and throw to third base if you got a chance to do that. Go ahead and throw to home plate. Big spot in the ball game. The guys with the lesser arms, you know, the cutoff man is a must. Sometimes the cutoff man for Yasiel bypassed.
Kyle Farmer holds it foul up the third baseline. Chris Woodward picks it up and tosses it into the stands. Yeah, we saw a lot of games last year. We didn't see a better right fielder defensively for sure than Yasiel Puig. But he became just a terrific all-around player last year. It wasn't just the defense. Outside and low.
I think of 2 words for Yasiel last year: determined and focused. Maybe to a degree that we had not seen. It is a long season. He was able to maintain both. He really took it on almost as a challenge on a daily basis.
Hit .263, 28 home runs, 74 runs batted in, and Farmer lines up base hit into left center field, and Puig's on his way to third, and he'll get there without a throw. And now the throw from the outfield gets past the shortstop Owings, and Puig comes all the way around to score.
Determined and focused. He knew that he had a chance, first of all, to go from first to third. It was a wise throw coming in from Fuentes to second base, but it was just mishandled by the double cutoff. And as soon as the ball got on the ground, because Puig went hard from first to third, got into third base, he hooked up also with Chris Woodward, the third base coach, and he's able to come home on a ball that gets away on what should have been a routine throw to second base.
So the aggressive Yasiel Puig scores the run. Farmer the hit. Won't get an RBI out of the deal. But the Dodgers now lead at 8-4 as Travis Tyrone steps in and takes a ball outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Tyrone has a base hit, a run scored. He's been struck out today. Dodgers now 8 runs and 11 hits. Arizona 4 runs, 5 hits and an error. Pitch is inside and low to Tyrone. And it's 2-0.
Well, it's going to be an error on the second baseman, and it should be, because that was a very catchable ball coming in on the throw. And those that watch or listen a lot of our broadcast, they hear me talk about it a great deal. I'm going to talk about it again. Dave Roberts delivered a message earlier on about, hey, I was in the other dugout in San Diego watching the Dodgers play. You guys did not run the bases well. Well, they have since he's been here.
Now Tyrone takes inside, 3-0.
The journey is just not 90 feet to the next base. The journey is to get to the next base and look for an opportunity to even advance further.
And we've mentioned it before, how teams take on the personality of their manager. Here's 3-0. Tyrone swings and misses, 3-1. For instance, in the case of Dave Roberts, he was always a heady, hustling player. Took advantage, very smart player. And if there was an opportunity to go from first to third, he would take it. And that he has imparted that on his team collectively. Here's a strike. 3-2 to Tyrone. And Dave Roberts, in his first year as manager, was merely manager of the year. In his second year, he took the Dodgers 1 game away from the World Series championship. Season 3 for the Doc, as Tyrone fouls it off to the left. He was aggressive as a player, Dave Roberts, as is his team now.
Well, it sets a tone overall, I think, for an entire ball club. How can we take that extra base? How can we get the extra out? Always looking for something else and not being satisfied with just 90 feet in front of you.
On 3-2, Tyrone fouls it off to the left and toward the Dodger dugout.
As a result, what we wound up seeing, we saw outfielders charging the ball, maybe overcharging the ball, trying to come up, make a throw. They make mistakes. They boot the ball. They miss throw. Someone tries to rush the throw. It comes out to the benefit of the ball club to make a statement, to be proactive rather than reactive.
Again, on 3 balls and 2 strikes, McFarland deals and Tyrone swings and misses. He has been struck out. That's the first out of the 5th. And we'll pause here 10 seconds for station identification along the Dodgers radio network.
Donovan Solano.
Camelback Ranch, Glendale, Arizona. That's where we are on this Saturday in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Dodgers leading at 8-4. And Donovan Solano, the hitter, takes a ball inside and low. 1 ball and no strikes. T.J. McFarland is the 5th Diamondback pitcher of the day. Their starter, the great Robbie Ray, didn't have a thing. Went 2/3 of an inning, 3 runs, 4 hits, 36 pitches. Walked 2. So he was out early. Dodgers would score 6 in the first. They've led throughout. As Solano takes a strike at the knees. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Solano has walked, singled, and scored a run as he fouls it off to the right. There's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That line drive hit into the netting that every Major League ballpark has extended The protected netting towards the end of each of the dugouts. They've done it here at Camelback Ranch, Glendale, and that saves someone a bruise right there into the netting.
Same thing will go at Dodger Stadium. The protective netting going to the ends of the first and third base dugouts. And a slowly hit ground ball to short. Owings to Marte. And somehow Walker's able to keep his foot on the bag at first. And a 6-4-3 double play. Solano's done. So are the Dodgers. Run and 2 hits and an error. They'll go to the 6th inning. Dodgers 8-4. Joe Broussard is the new pitcher for the Dodgers. 49 appearances last year between Double and Triple A, an ERA of about 3 1/4, holding opponents to a .238 average. But wait, there's more. Andrew Toles takes over in left field for Matt Kemp. Henry Ramos is in his 2nd inning in center field. DJ Peters, who hit a home run yesterday, is now in right field, replacing Yasiel Puig. Jake Peter got a couple of home runs this spring. He's now at third base. Errol Robinson takes over at short. And so a bunch of new players out there. Christian Walker leading it off for the Diamondbacks here in the 6th against Joe Broussard. Delivers inside and low. 2 balls and no strikes.
Broussard, a Cajun, is out of New Orleans.
This is his 3rd appearance of the spring. Pitched on Tuesday against the Rangers. Missing low and outside. 3 balls and no strikes. 15th round pick by the Dodgers in 2014. Pitched at LSU. And last year, Oklahoma City and Tulsa. Triple and double A. Here's a 3-0. There's a strike. 3-1.
Broussard, good hitter in high school. Then he finally quit hitting. His average went down. He dropped from .498 as a sophomore to a measly .478 as a junior. Then he became a pitcher. .478 became a pitcher.
Here's the 3-1. Pop foul and out of play. 3-2.
Well, there's nothing dainty about him on the mound either. It's right over the top. Here it comes. Get ready.
On 3-2. Grounded to short. That's Errol Robinson picking it up and throwing him out. 1 out in the 6th inning.
Boy, it is fun to watch infielders that just have what they call soft hands. They receive the ball. They don't catch it. They receive it.
Errol Robinson placing Donovan Solano. First out. And here's Yasmani Tomas. 2 for 2 today. He swings and misses, and it's 0-1. Tomas has been described as an American League player, which is a nice way of saying he can hit. Period. Ground ball to third. Past a diving Jake Peter, kicking off the sidewall, and Tomas will go to second base with a double. He can hit.
He can hit. He owns a glove.
Of course, he rented.
I don't think it's worn out. And Tomas is going to get a pinch runner. And no question, Tomas can swing the lumber.
Ramon Flores is going to pinch run for Tomas. Correction. Cesar Cuello is pinch run. And a ground ball to shortstop Mathis, easily retired by Errol Robinson. And again, just a routine ground ball. You were pointing out the soft hands.
Just the way, yeah, just the way it's like soft hands. You know, you just surround the ball with soft hands. It's such anticipation.
Ramon Flores got it right the first time. Spring training in the press box too.
Oh, but they'll hear about it.
I guess they just did.
No, they're not listening.
2 out. Flores pinch running for Tomas. And Socrates Brito. Of course, the Dodgers legendary scout Mike Brito. Some have given Mike the nickname Socrates because of Socrates Brito. Two out. Flores pinch running at second base. Broussard missing low and inside. And it's 2-1. Broussard 6'1", about 230. And you're right. He said, all right, fellas, see if you can hit it.
Here I am, there you are, and here it comes.
Here's the 2-1. Fouled off to the left, 2-2. Those guys are fun to watch.
The only guy that had the best, I think, take on this game before it even took place, Jeff Mathis. Again, if you join us late, Mathis, we thought he'd been scratched from the game because he was wearing the uniform number of Ronnie Freeman, number 88, no name on the back. Well, Mathis picked the perfect day to be in disguise. 0 for 3, granted at 2 double plays.
2 is high and away, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Good day to be somebody else.
Hey, that was Ronnie Freeman. That wasn't me.
I didn't do it. He did.
Three and 2 to Socrates Brito. Joe Broussard going to rear back and fire. And miss an outside ball 4.
Third baseman, Christopher Negron.
Here's Christopher Negron coming up. The Diamondbacks play at Talking Stick, which is about a 40-minute or so drive from Glendale. Broussard delivers a strike, 0-1. And that's the furthest in time getting from Glendale to anywhere else or back to Glendale. Just thinking back in the old days at Vero Beach, the closest drive, the closest one, was Port St. Lucie, and that was about 40.
Well, it's 45 minutes depending upon the time of day and which day.
That's true, too. Ground ball slowly hit to short, and Errol Robinson picks it up and throws him out. Well, that's somebody to keep an eye on, and remember the name, Errol Robinson. 3 terrific defensive plays in the 6th. After 5.5, Dodgers 8-4.
Today's the day. Grab a hold of an award.
Catch the excitement of college baseball on Sunday, March 11th, a week from tomorrow, at the Dodger Stadium College Baseball Classic. TCU takes on Vanderbilt at 10:30, followed by the annual matchup of UCLA at USC and USC at 3 o'clock. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/classic.
Let's go, Beef!
Dave Roberts has a plane to catch. Here's a strike, 0-1. Matt Beatty is the hitter for the Dodgers. Now, what do you mean the manager's got a plane to catch? Taylor Clark, the new pitcher for the Diamondbacks in the bottom half of the 6th. Beatty takes low, 2 balls and no strikes. Dave's daughter, Emmy, is starring in a play in high school tonight, and so he's going to fly home for that. Now, you may remember last year when Emmy sang the national anthem in a game at Dodger Stadium against the Diamondbacks. And Dave's son, Cole, threw out the first pitch. The game would turn out to be a walk-off win for the Dodgers, who came from behind, scored 4 in the bottom of the 9th off Fernando Rodney, and Beatty with a leadoff single to center field here in the 6th inning. What a perfect day it was for Dave. His daughter sang the national anthem beautifully. His son threw out the first pitch, and the Dodgers scored 4 in the bottom of the 9th off Fernando Rodney to beat the Diamondbacks 5-4. So tonight, Dave is going to fly home, watch his daughter perform. Boy, we know she can sing, that's for sure. And so Dave, from managing in Glendale, will be a proud papa tonight watching his daughter perform. So Bob Guerin manages the rest of the way. Tim LaCastro is the hitter, his first at-bat of the day. Dodgers leading at 8-4. Beatty's at first. LaCastro is the hitter. And a call strike. It's 1-1. Diamondbacks have made a bundle of changes. This is always the fun portion of spring training. Here's a 1-1. Castro takes inside, 2-1. New left fielder is Cesar Puello. Jeremy Hazelbaker, who had been in right, moves to center. And the new right fielder is Ramon Flores. LaCastro to the aforementioned Flores. But this is going to be the second baseman. Just into the game, Jack Renheimer goes out and makes the catch.
Center fielder, Henry Ramos.
Henry Ramos now stepping in. He showed he could put the bat on the ball a bit this spring. Ramos delivers. Or takes outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, he's a big, strong guy to begin with. And we have seen him generate some bat speed.
Dodgers are leading at 8-4. In the bottom of the 6th.
Ramos out of Puerto Rico growing up, baseball was not really a sport. He kind of divided it between soccer and tennis.
Boy, if he could serve in volley, huh? Big fella.
The ball jumps off of his bat. He's a switch hitter.
Yeah, so the Diamondbacks now have a bunch of players, most of whom I imagine you haven't heard of before. Ramos fouls it off to the left.
Check that list 2 or 3 times if you want.
And they ain't naughty or nice. Ildemaro Vargas is at third base.
Yeah, sure.
Ildemaro Vargas. Gally Cribbs is at short. Jack Renheimer, who we just introduced you to, is at second base. Kevin Crone is at first. Josh Tolley is the catcher.
Go ahead, Rick.
I imagine all of their families are glad that they're in, but we aren't necessarily.
We're not thrilled.
But here we go. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. And the pitch almost takes inside is 3-2.
Yeah, there's a guy to your right that's really enthused. In the next booth, former Dodger knuckleball pitcher Tom Candiotti doing the broadcast for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Thrilled.
How can you tell? He's barely awake. Ramos takes high and inside, ball for the first and second with 1 out.
Well, Mr. Candiotti was boasting as to the short games that the Diamondbacks had been playing. He also did not have to work the 10-inning game last week for the Diamondbacks. So he's paying his dues this afternoon, and we are loving it.
Well, we're liking it. Loving it. Of course, we had that
Let's go, Tollsy!
marathon yesterday. About an hour and 10 minutes of the third inning alone. Andrew Toll's the hitter for the Dodgers. 2 on, 1 out, bottom of the 6th. Dodgers leading at 8-4. This is Toll's first at bat of the day. He swings and fouls it back.
Go, Toll!
So Toll's coming off the knee surgery, and watch him scamper from home to first yesterday. Oh, he drills a base hit into the right field corner. That was a rocket shot. Beatty's going to come around to score easily. Now Ramos is on his way home. He'll score. And Toles arrives at third base with a triple. Boy, there was a lot of good news in that one hit. A, he hit it right on the button. And B, arriving at third base with the triple, knocking in 2.
Watched Andrew Toles the entire way around the bases. He did not stop for one moment. He was sizing up how far down the line the ball was, where third base was, if the runner preceding him was going to be taking off and scoring. He never breaks stride. So he hits the bag, and he looks to third, he hits second base, and he just continues on, and then the big slide on top of it. That is a very strong statement for Andrew Toles. Hey, I'm okay. The doctors told me I'm fine. The medical staff, the trainer said I'm fine, and now he's got to believe it himself.
Knocks in 2 with a triple. Diamondbacks bring the infield in. And Jake Peter with a fly ball to deep right center field, and that is off the wall. Peter, who's had consecutive games of 3-run home runs, doubles one off the wall, knocking in Toles, and the Dodgers now lead it 11-4.
Yeah, not too many times you're going to see back-to-back triples, and it happens right here.
Hey, let's go, DJ!
This is the time, too, from center field, when you start to look up for that ball, you're going to get a face full of sunshine just initially. With the ball, inner third of the plate. And going back, Hazelbaker just moved from right field over to center.
Let's go, DJ!
So back-to-back triples, you don't see that too often.
Well, we've only seen a little bit of Jake Peter. Boy, the kid can hit. Now DJ Peters with the infield in. Takes a ball low. 1 ball, no strikes.
DJ Peters yesterday hit a ball up and away. We had just talked about it. It was his second at bat. First pitch coming to him in the third inning. He hit it out to left center field, almost to the flagpoles.
Infield halfway for Peters. Jake Peter at third. DJ Peters at the plate. And the Dodgers have scored 3 here in the 6th. 1 out. Peters with a fly ball into left center field. Coming in to make the catch is Puello. And holding at third base is Peter.
That was a pitch that in baseball they say it got into the kitchen. Broken bat.
Batting for Dodgers. Number 80, David Ruiz.
Now here's Keibert Ruiz. We were talking about him earlier. This is a young catcher. He's 19. He had 3 hits the other day. As nearly gets hit. 1 ball, no strikes. So between Ruiz and Will Smith, a couple of kids who will be either a AA or AAA this year. They're not far away from making it to the big club. Ruiz drills one. Oh, that's a sweet swing, isn't it? A beautiful left-handed swing. He strokes a base hit into right field. Peter comes in to score the 4th run of the 6th. The Dodgers now lead 12-4.
For Ruiz, he's not been with the Dodgers very long, but we've heard a lot about him. Last year, split time between Great Lakes and Rancho Cucamonga. Hit .317 at Great Lakes in 63 games, .315 at Rancho Cucamonga in 38 games. In Ogden, the rookie, in 48 games the year before, hit .354.
Remember his name, Keibert, K-E-I-B-E-R-T, Keibert Ruiz. Now here's Sean Zaraga. Burly catcher, left-handed hitter. Dodgers 12 runs and 15 hits, and Zaraga takes a strike. It's 1-1. Ruiz just makes it look effortless. Here's a 1-1. Zaraga off the end of the bat, fouls it down the third base line, and it's 1-2.
You see these young players and you see the swing like that. That's not really a swing that you teach. It's kind of natural to begin with. But the Dodgers signed him on his 16th birthday. He's out of Valencia, Venezuela.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Zaraga takes inside and low. And it's 2-2.
The other thing with Ruiz, he is a switch hitter. So he's more of a contact type of a hitter is what we understand. And
if you've got a switch hitting catcher. Oh. Zaraga tried to check his swing, went around. He's down on strikes. That ends the inning. But a good inning for the Dodgers in that Andrew Toles triple, showing no ill effects of the knee. Keibert Ruiz singles to right. Dodgers score 4, lead by 8, 12-4 going to the 7th. New pitcher for the Dodgers, Justin DeFreitas, big right-hander at Double-A last year. 17 appearances, of which 16 were starts. ERA of just shy of 5, and opponents hit almost 300 against him. Keibert Ruiz remains in the game, and he will catch. Dodgers 12-4. They scored 6 in the first, have never trailed. DeFreitas, strong, lanky right-hander. And Jack Renheimer is now hitting for the Diamondbacks. It's inside and low, 2 balls and no strikes.
So we've been waiting to see Ruiz do some catching. Hank Corrales was one of the advisors for the Dodgers, talking so highly of Ruiz last year.
We'll reintroduce you to the Dodger defense here after the pitch from DeFreitas, which is a call strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. Tolles in center. I'm sorry, Tolles in left field. Henry Ramos in center. DJ Peters in right. Jake Peter at third. Errol Robinson at short. Tim LaCastro at second base. Ruiz is behind the plate. Here's a 3-2. Fly ball, center field. Drifting back and now moving in a few steps. Ramos makes the catch. First out of the 7th.
Third baseman, Vargas.
Now, Eldemaro Vargas, left-handed hitter who takes a strike. It's 0-1. Well, they sold the joint out today, 13,186. Of course, the Dodgers last year led Major League Baseball in home and road attendance. And of course, playing here in Glendale, a few Diamondback fans interspersed with a largely blue t-shirted crowd of better than 13,000. And this one is popped up left side of the infield. And Jake Peter has the wind blow, and somehow he's able to make the catch at the last instant on the infield grass. There was no wind until just then. There's 2 out.
It's a lonely feeling. You know it's there. The baseball. You don't really see it that well. The sun is there, and you're just hoping, against all hope, that it does not go directly into the sun.
With 2 out, there's a call strike. 0-1. Freitas deals. There's a line drive pass and diving Jake Peter into the corner in left field. That's Cesar Puello with the double.
Center fielder, Jeremy Hazelbaker.
Now Jeremy Hazelbaker, who came up with the Dodgers. To the Cardinals, now Arizona. Dodgers and the Giants will face off tomorrow over in Scottsdale. The Morongo pregame on the radio. There's a line drive down the right field line. Fouled into the stands. 0-1 to Hazelbaker. Morongo pregame at 11:30. First pitch 12:05 Pacific. Kenta Maeda and Jeff Samardzija The Dodgers are going to see a lot of the Giants the first month of the year. They open at home with the Giants on Thursday, the 29th of March, play a 4-game series. There's a call strike, and it is 0-2 to Hazelbaker. After that 4-game series, the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks will play 3 at Chase Field, April 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And then the first weekend of April, the Dodgers and the Giants up in San Francisco. Dodgers and Giants will face one another again the 27th, 28th, and 29th of April. Dodgers are going to see enough of the Diamondbacks that first month, too. No balls and 2 strikes to Hazelbaker. He takes high and away, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Feels like in April and May, the Dodgers are going to be playing exclusively the Giants and the Diamondbacks, with a couple of Padres games interspersed. Freitas throws a fastball. Hazelbaker swings and misses, and the inning is over. Well, we finally got into the 7th inning stretch, and we have the Dodgers in front 12-4. Earl Robinson leads it off for the Dodgers here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Slick fielding young shortstop. He's made 3 outstanding plays in the field today. This is his first at bat as he takes high and inside, and it's 1-1. Donovan Solano started at shortstop today for the Dodgers. Robinson fouls it off to the right. It's now 1-2. Corey Seager is yet to play a game, but he's not far off, and Dodgers aren't particularly concerned about the fly ball center field. That one's well hit, but tracked down by Hazelbaker. But Robinson's got a little pop in his
A little
back.
pop right at the last second. Smooth hands defense. He's got some speed to go with it on top. But he's a guy that's going to be best suited, I think, for line drives, being able to utilize the speed. If he can use all of the field.
First out of the 7th, and Mike Ahmed.
Come on, Mike.
Took over at first base. This is his first at bat. And he takes a breaking ball upstairs. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Ahmed came in, took over at first base. Check swing, fouls it off to the right, and it's 2-1. On 2-1, it's high. 3 balls and a strike to Mike Ahmed. Here comes the 3-1. Drilled to left, but right at Cesar Puello. Second out of the inning. Guarantee your tickets to opening day with the 2018 mini plan. Enjoy this season filled with rivalry matchups, along with great promotions such as bobbleheads, kids giveaways, and Friday night fireworks. Visit Dodgers.com/mini plans.
There have been some rockets hit today.
Started in the very first inning. Ball inside of the 1 ball, no strikes. Tim LeCastro's second at bat. Justin Turner had a double and a home run. Kemp hit a home run. Kyle Farmer hit a home run. Chris Taylor, the only Dodger starter without a hit, hit 2 rocket line drives that cost him base hits. And LeCastro with a pop-up to the right side. Jack Renheimer, the second baseman, is there. He'll make the catch, and that'll end the inning. We'll head to the 8th. Dodgers 12-4.
Value menus? Come on. Don't.
Well, we go to the top half of the 8th inning, and crowd of 13,000 and change just absolutely enjoying a picture-perfect Saturday afternoon here at Camelback Ranch. Kevin Crone will lead it off for the D-backs as DeFreitas delivers a strike, and it's 0-1. Freitas delivers outside and low. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1. Cron fouls it off his foot, goes to one knee, and that hurts.
He's a big guy, originally drafted by the Angels, or actually his older brother was. But here's a big guy, 6'5", 245. He's had 3 consecutive years at 25 home runs or more. But that has been at the minor league level, and just trying to find the consistency.
CJ and Kevin Cron. Here's the 1-2. Just outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fly ball to left field. Toll's going back to the wall and looks up. It's gone. A home run. Well, you're talking about Kevin Cron. 3 straight years of 25 or more home runs at the minor league level. Flexing his muscles, sending one out. The Dodger lead is 12-5.
Well, Cron is from Arizona. He actually set a high school career home run record with 60, including 27 home runs his senior year.
Right fielder.
That was one of those high majestic shots, and the wind, which was really non-existent most of the day, only now is beginning to kick up a little bit. That's not to suggest that home run was wind aided, because that was going out no matter what. But the breeze didn't hurt it any. Ramon Flores takes outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the 1-1. Flores fouls it off to the left. 1-2.
Well, one of the nice things in the early part of spring training, you do get to see a lot of the young players that you're going to hear about during the summer months. You might read about them during the summer months. It's going to be a few years before you actually see them during the summer months at the big league level.
But 1-2. Looked into short left. Retreating is Jake Peter for the 2nd time in as many innings, fighting the breeze and the sun. Makes the catch. First out of the 8th.
By the way, Toyota's Ready Set Go sales event, and you can get great and amazing deals like low APRs and great leases on award-winning Toyotas, and see all the offers on the most popular models at buyatoyota.com. But all these young players that we've been hearing about in the Dodgers organization and getting updates, and you see the numbers. It's nice to see them play.
Josh Tolle takes a strike. 0-1.
You know, you look at reports and you don't see in the reports, for example, for Robinson, you don't see smooth hands. Oh, you hear about the fielding.
There's a strike to Tolle, and it's 0-2.
But then to be able to put eyeballs on them. How well do they set up? Well, what's their body language like? Are they alert? Are they taking in what's happening all over the field?
Does the game come too fast at them, or is it just, again, watching Robinson out there and preceding him today, well, yesterday, Omar Estevez, Keibert Ruiz now behind the plate. Here's the 1-2 outside it. Low 2-2 to Josh Tolle.
Well, this is a game, I think, like most sports, quite frankly. On the sidelines, you say, it's not played that fast. But on the field, things happen very fast.
And how do they handle it? The 1-2. Tolle takes a breaking ball, call strike 3. That was a beauty. Tolle just goes back to the first base dugout, beaten by DeFreitas.
And by fast, I'm talking about the speed of pitches. There are plenty of guys that throw very, very hard at the minor league level. They throw hard because they've not understood or appreciated what off-speed pitches will do, what curveballs will do for them. But the immediacy of knowing what to do with the baseball at the major league level is incredible.
Left-handed hitter by the name of Kevin Medrano is now batting for the Diamondbacks. 2 out, nobody on. Run in the top half of the 8th. So when you go online, up Baseball Prospectus, whatever it is, you follow the minor league players. Numbers are one thing. Then how do they handle themselves out on the field? A little comebacker easy play for DeFreitas. Medrano's retired. The inning is over. 1 run, 1 hit on the Crone home run. Go to the bottom of the 8th. Dodgers 12-5. New pitcher for the Diamondbacks as we go to the bottom of the 8th, David Carpenter. Spent time at Double and Triple-A last year, and well, his numbers were a little hefty. They were a lot hefty.
How hefty were they? You count them or weigh them?
Henry Ramos leads off for the Dodgers in the bottom of the 8th. Carpenter. This is way inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Dodgers began the game with 6 in the first inning. One in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 4 more in the 6th. Alex Wood went 2 1/3, gave up a run and 3 hits. Impressive in the first inning. He gave up a leadoff double to Ray Fuentes, who then stole third base. Ground ball up the middle. And the shortstop picks it up and throws him out. That's the first out of the bottom of the 8th. But Wood would strike out Owings, Marte, and Steven Souza Jr. So it looked as if the Diamondbacks would score early. Instead, that was the end of that. Wood gave up a home run to Christian Walker. A run and 3 hits, 2 1/3 innings for Wood today. But the story of the day, by and large, for the Dodgers has been their offense, and Andrew Tolles is the hitter. Takes inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Tolles, of course, fresh off the knee surgery, whistled a line drive triple into the right field corner back in the 6th inning. and showed no ill effects from that surgically repaired knee.
Toles was injured last year. Early going into the season, what was it? 17 games he played, then he was injured. That was a big blow at the time.
1-1, fouls it back, 1-2.
They had acquired him. It looked like he was going to be, hey, this is a good guy to have in the leadoff spot. Use his speed. It's up at the top of the lineup. And then the injury to the knee, and his season was done. ACL repaired.
Well, he had the Toles injury and then the Gonzalez injury, and Taylor gets brought up and Bellinger gets brought up. Backhanded play at second base by Renheimer, and Toles beats the throw.
Yeah, that's where the speed really pays off. I mean, a terrific play. Incredible play up the middle, a diving backhand to knock it down. But for Andrew Toles, immediately getting out of the box, he winds up for his efforts a base hit. Well, speed.
Coming off a major knee surgery, too. So that's a big deal for Toles and the Dodgers today. His triple beats out an infield hit with a single as Jake Peter steps in. And Peter, a 3-run home run yesterday, a 3-run home run the day before, and a triple this afternoon. Takes inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Jake Peter, very quiet stance to begin with. And by that I'm talking about there's not a lot of extra movement with his hands. That allows him a little bit more time to get the barrel of the bat to the baseball.
Ball, a strike, in and out. And a fly ball to left field. Jake Peters hit another one out. Wow. A 3-run home run on Thursday, a 3-run home run yesterday, a triple and a 2-run shot this afternoon. And the Dodgers now lead it 14-5.
And this one, the opposite field, and there was nothing bashful about that swing either. Quiet with his hands, but boy, he makes a lot of noise once he starts to go after the baseball. And that trip around the diamond also sponsored by Daniel's Jewelers, giving fans a $50 gift card for every home run. You can go to danielsjewelers.com LA to claim, and for every redemption they're making a $50 donation to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Daniel's Jewelers, making diamond dreams come true since 1948.
Wow. Have to keep an eye on Jake Peter. And DJ Peters coming up.
Opposite field and deep. That 3-spot in the lineup has done pretty well. Matt Kemp had a 2-run home run in the first inning. He was 1 for 3. Since that time, Jake Peters tripled and homered.
Dodgers, Royals, and White Sox were involved in a 3-way trade. Dodgers would get Scott Alexander from Kansas City and Jake Peter from the White Sox. Well, every year there's one guy in spring where you just go, wow. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah. You go, wow, so where's he been?
An infielder primarily, Jake Peter. As DJ Peters fouls it back to the screen. Sometimes those great springs turn out to be nothing more than a flash in the pan, and sometimes it's like, well, hello there. And at the moment, Jake Peter is in the, well, hello there category. 2 balls and 2 strikes. DJ Peters takes outside. And it's now 3-2.
Also have to realize is it calm yourself. Don't be totally overwhelmed with what you see in March or in September.
That's it. It's the old baseball axiom. DJ Peters into short right field, and it drops in for a base hit. And here's another young one, Keibert Ruiz.
The catcher, Keibert Ruiz.
Swinging a line drive base hit into right field in his first at-bat. Back in the 6th inning.
You mentioned a switch hitter, what we're being told, and we'll find out more as we go along. A little bit more power from the left side.
He lines up base hit into right field. And he's just got a pretty swing. Clean line drive. 2 for 2. He's 19.
Designated hitter, Sean Zaraga.
Hey, 19. Here's Sean Zaraga coming up, and before he does, we'll pause here, albeit a little late, for station identification on the Dodgers radio network. Wow. Charlie Steiner, Rick Monday coming to you from Camelback Ranch in Glendale. 1 out, 2 in, bottom of the 8th. Dodgers 14-5. And here is Sean Zaraga, who takes a strike. It's 0-1. Well, the Dodger kids have been on display today, and they have done very, very well. Zaraga takes inside. Zaraga, big swing, fouls it back.
Zaraga injured really in each of the last 3 years. Only played a total of 8 games a season ago because of injuries.
One ball and 2 strikes. DJ Peters leading off second base. Keibert Ruiz off first. Zaraga checks his swing and fouls it off.
Zaraga tried to make someone use an eraser. And by an eraser, I'm talking about just plugged them into one of the websites that we looked at. So it comes up. Sean Zaraga. And says retired.
Oh. Here's the 1-2. And a ground ball to second base. Zaraga's going to be thrown out. DJ Peters will go to third. Ruiz goes to second. Well, better than the late Sean Zaraga.
Shortstop, Errol Robinson.
Good handle, retired.
Yeah. Nothing to erase on the other one.
No. 2 out, and Errol Robinson, another young Dodger who has played well today. A smooth fielding shortstop. Pitch was down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Second and third, 2 out, 8th inning. Well, the crowd, sold-out crowd of better than 13,000, beginning to prune out some. Here's the 1-0. Robinson fouls it off to the right, 1-1.
People were here early this morning watching the Dodgers work out. Camelback Ranch, Glendale.
Here's the 1-1. Robinson takes low and outside. 2-1. Back with you tomorrow. First pitch at 12:05 Pacific time. Dodgers and Giants from Scottsdale. Kenta Maeda and Jeff Samardzija. Here's 2-1. Popped up. Foul behind the plate and over our heads. Mike Ahmed is on deck. Now the wind is really blowing. It was calm all game long, but in the last 15-20 minutes it started to whip up some. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Errol Robinson. Misses outside. It's now 3-2. Dodgers and Diamondbacks finished 1-2 in the Western Division last year. Robinson gets underneath it and pops it up. With the wind blowing, it may not be that easy. Shortstop makes the play to end it. He's going to do it. The Dodgers tack on a couple of more. We go to the 9th. Dodgers 14, Arizona 5. As we go to the 9th, they're comfortably in front 14-5. Jordan Jankowski.
Number 82, Gally Cribs.
Signed by the Astros in the 34th round of the 2012 player draft. This is his first year in the Dodger organization. And Gally Cribs leads it off for the D-backs here in the 9th. Jankowski delivers a strike, and it's 0-1. Quickly, it's 0-2.
Yeah, we saw Jankowski a week ago right here against the Giants. Worked the 8th inning. And should have been out of the inning. There was an error behind it. The next man, a 2-run home run.
Back through the middle into center field for a base hit. A 2-strike single for Gally Cribbs.
Second baseman, Jack Reinheimer.
Jack Renheimer coming up. This is his second at bat. He flied to right back in the 7th inning. $14 runs and 19 hits for the Dodgers today. Jankowski misses high, 1 ball, no strikes. Diamondbacks have been held to 5 runs and 9 hits. Robbie Ray, a 15-game winner last year, couldn't get out of the 1st inning this afternoon. Jankowski delivers. There's a strike. That is 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Jankowski fires a fastball, misses high and away. 2-1.
The last 3 outs are the hardest, even in spring.
Even with a 9-run lead.
Even with a 9-run lead.
Whoa. Let's hope Renheimer is okay. Jack Renheimer.
Well, he's thankful that he's got a helmet. And checking the helmet and see where it got hit. That's when they turn up the volume. As a hitter, you get hit in the helmet, it gets real loud and scary.
So Jankowski hit by a pitch. It came out of Jankowski's hand. As soon as it left his hand, you knew there was trouble. Renheimer is thankfully okay.
Ildemaro Vargas.
Ildemaro Vargas is the hitter now. Dodgers leading it by 9, and talking about the final 3 outs so hard. That's what makes somebody like a Kenley Jansen, I guess you can say right now, is the best closer in the game. So invaluable. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball for a strike. 1-1 to Vargas. And it's been fascinating to watch Kenley from the time he arrived to where he is now, to mature on and off the field. He's genuinely one of the team leaders of this club. Fouled off to the left. And it's 1-1, but it wasn't always that way when he got here.
No, it's a big difference, because he went from being moved to the mound, formerly a catcher. He went from being moved to the mound to owning the mound.
And it took some coaching and prodding. Our friend Kenny Howell, who's with the club as assistant pitching coach, bullpen coach. Here's the 1-2. Fouled off to the right and out of play.
At times, Kenny Howell was a father image. He was a agitator at times, a confidant at times. And he really took Kenley Jansen under his wing and allowed Kenley to learn on his own to a certain extent.
1-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Vargas has been struck out. First out of the ninth.
As Kenley Jansen, he's a big teddy bear when you know him. But somewhere between the bullpen and the mound, there is a transition that he makes to a guy that eats raw meat.
There's Cesar Puello with 1 out, 2 on in the ninth. Popped up, right side, and there's Mike Ahmed to make the catch for the second out. And Jeremy Hazelbaker coming up.
Here's the out we've been looking for all day long.
Center fielder, Jeremy Hazelbaker.
Dodgers are an out away from their 4th win. They'll go 4-5-1. And again, spring training record is nothing more than some numbers. Dodgers last year in spring training, as they would end up 1 game from winning the World Series, were a game over 500 in spring. They'd go on and win 104 during the regular year. Two gone, 9th inning. Now here's a pitch. Here's a call strike. And it's 1-1. It begins for real on Thursday, March 29th, the first of 162 games. Till then, it's a lot of dress rehearsals. Hazelbaker takes inside and low, 2-1. Well, this is a day where we saw a lot of the young Dodgers strut their stuff. Keibert Ruiz, couple of more hits as Hazelbaker swings and misses. Harold Robinson playing a nice little shortstop this afternoon. Omar Estevez, who had been playing some shortstop, was at second base today, and he did well. Robinson is fun to watch with that glove in his hand. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 out. A strike away. Here it comes. And it's in the dirt. Gets past Ruiz. Goes down to third, which he really didn't need to do. And gets past Peter. And coming in to score is Cribbs to make it 14-6. This is a wild pitch. Ruiz picked it up again in a 14-5 game. Trying to throw out for the final out. One of those, just let it ride. But the throw was low, and Peter had difficulty digging it out. And now the count is 3-2 to Jeremy Hazelbaker. And the pitch. Inside ball 4, and the band played on.
First baseman, Kevin Crone.
Now here's big Kevin Crone, who delivered a monstrous home run in his last at-bat in the 8th inning. Tried to check a swing, went around on a breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Two gone, 9th inning. Diamondbacks with a run in the 8th, a run here in the 9th. Crone swings and misses, and it's 0-2, and the Dodgers now a strike away.
Different swing and a breaking ball. 2 in a row. You're out in front, no balls and 2 strikes. You come back with the 3rd, try and finish him off. Do you try and get sneaky with a fastball?
Well, we're about to find out. Here comes the 0-2. Off the end of the bat, slowly rolled to second base. Crone is done, so are the Diamondbacks, and the Dodgers end up routing Arizona this afternoon 14-6. And the Dodgers improved their record to 4-5-1. Good afternoon for, as we mentioned, the young guys were all uniformly terrific. So that's a wrap for us from Camelback Ranch. For our viewers on Sportsnet LA, we'll talk to you again tomorrow. Dodgers and the Giants from Scottsdale. First pitch at 12:05. Now for the Dodger Radio Network listeners.